What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Pips and Points. I'm your host, Jono, and we're going to start off with the NAS100 as we do. Okay, so we're going to start with the NAS100. So, first off, we're going to get over the NAS. So let me just turn on all the drawings that I did. Alright, so we're just going to turn them all back on again, and we can see what we got going on. So, I was actually able to load up on NAS100 again, so I have a third position in that right now, and I'm going to show you where exactly I was able to get on. So let me just go to the 4 hourly, and it looks super condensed. So 4 hourly, let's zoom in because I've got to change some of these things around to show you exactly where I got in. The most recent spot that I got was literally the best location buy that I've picked up in this whole journey of trading the NAS100. So this so far was the best buy that I've put in so far. And do you know where the buy was? It was right here. So let me grab this, grab that, and let's move that. Okay, so this is gonna have to do it the long way around. So I got it right here. Right now, tell me if that was not a good location for a buy right now. It was absolute diamond. So these two are naturally in red because of where it is, right? And this is kind of helping out. So this is where I was actually able to grab some. So this is my final purchase of the NAS100. I'm not going to be picking up anymore. So this is going to have to work, and I believe it will. Because this is what I'm kind of looking at should it go my way. And as you can see with the NAS, it's actually formed a channel. So we have a channel that's running down in this direction, so it's running downwards, right? But we have the main channel, which is in an uptrend, right? And what's happened is this particular price action, this area right here, it has broken through the two channels. So this is the two channels right here, this one right here, and this one. Well, not the two channels, sorry, the price action levels, but diagonal, right? The trend line basically. So what I normally do is I draw two trend lines just to make sure that I got every single point. So why there's a red one underneath this red over here, why that's there, it corresponds with this point over here. And this one, because it's in between, there's no point drawing another one in between, because this level touches that level over here, and this is in between, so that's fine. And this one touches that red, and that's the final touch on that red. So I know the distance between these two areas here is a nice little zone, and it's an accurate one as well, hence why I drew it in that style, right? So what we can see is that the price has actually broken through. So if you zoom in, we can see price has actually broken through, right? But now it looks like it might actually start to stabilize a little bit and begin its ascent, or it could push down further. It could do one or the other at the moment, but right now this location is diamond, and like I've been saying in the videos all throughout, is this area right here. I always said if it gets down here, this is where I want to get it from. And remember, I wanted to get this pip, right? Well, not this pip, this price action over here. I literally wanted to get in on that one, but I missed it. I got called away and I missed this whole move. And by the time I returned to, or by the time I even looked to find out exactly what was going on, it was literally somewhere around up here. And I think that was when I actually picked this up, or I picked this up earlier. I'm not sure. No, that was it. I picked this up here at this level over here, this right here where I'm clicking. This is what I actually did join this, and I wanted to grab the third one if it came down, and I missed it. So then I thought, what the hell? I went up. It gave me a couple of pips, which was nice for the amount that I bought, sorry, right? It was nice, but it hadn't done what I was expecting it to do. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit in it and wait until it does the job that I'm hoping that it's gonna do. Because like I said, that is my trading style. It's very disciplined, and sometimes you find yourself in a zone where you're under a lot of pressure. And from here down to here, I was in a lot of pressure. The red was heavy. The red was absolutely horrendous what I was looking at, but I had to believe in what I did and stay in it and not FOMO out of anything, i.e. don't let my emotions get the better of me. So I've stayed in it, I've picked it up now. This is a little bit profitable where it is, because you can see where it is at right here. So it's a little bit of green. It's not too big, but it's okay, because what I'm actually expecting from this move, if I zoom out of it, right, so let me get rid of these little thingages because they're not needed. I think I take them off. We've got 3 trays in there, that's it. We don't really need to be talking about this stuff anymore. I mean, we do, but we don't need to be going into it in that greater depth, you know. So we can just remove all of this stuff here. We can remove this blue because it's just making this whole chart too cluttered for my liking. So we just leave this one here as the final one, but we've got 2, we've got 1 here and we've got 1 here, right? Okay, so what I'm expecting to happen from this point is a possible second touch, right? A possible second touch. If it does that, I hope it doesn't do that. A possible second touch where it's a little bit lower, or actually no, I want the second touch to be a little bit lower, right? And then it can then make its way up and then hopefully break through this structure over here, and make its way all the way up, Let me just do another 3. That's cool. Okay, so if you zoom out, we can see where potentially it could go, right? It could go up here. Actually, let me just get rid of all this and just do this again so we can just do it properly. What is this, 4 hourly? Let's go to hourly, see if it's, yeah, hourly is much better. Okay. So hopefully we'll do something like this, maybe return back to where I picked up and then break the trend line and then continue on this journey up, all the way to create a new higher high. And this is where I have my take profit, so it's set over here. But once it reaches this level, I'm literally going to readjust my TP, and I think I'll probably remove it and have a trailing stop instead and just watch it ride all the way to the top side, which is what I think it's going to do. Because as of today, I don't know if you heard the news or if you're in the UK, but a lot of restrictions are being removed, so which is good. Everything is getting back to normal, and next week is where we're going to be getting a lot of news in relation to the US economy. So this week there hasn't been any news in relation to the US economy at all, nothing worth noting. A lot of the news that I've been getting so far has been in relation to the pound, and it's been in relation to the dollar, not in relation to the pound, and in relation to the euro. Okay, and these are the main 3 that I look at, is the pound, the euro, and the dollar. Anything else is if I'm super bored and I'm looking to get into anything random. So that's probably when I look to see what's going on with the yen, or possibly what's going on in Australia or New Zealand, or possibly even Canada, right? So at this point right now, this particular trade is looking relatively good in terms of the location where it's in, and I'm confident holding at this level. And I'm confident holding at this level. And will I pick up some more? Well, if it falls some more, I'll be picking up some more. If it falls some more, I'll do that. But I don't think they're going to allow that to happen, because it's just going to be too many people loading up and getting to the upside. So they're just going to keep it restricted, i.e. those that are on, and then they're going to let it just release and head up to where it needs to head up to. That's in my opinion. So I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but that's just sometimes how I like to look at it. Do you know what I mean? I like to just look at it in a way where it fits my narrative, you know. Let's give this a blue color. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so at the moment, that's how that's looking. And it's still in this area right now. It's still in this zone right now. So anywhere, like I keep saying, anywhere in this zone, right, it's a still. It is a still. Anywhere in this zone in relation to the NAS, it's in the still. And the shape that we have right now is a confirmation that there's a very, 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 very good chance that it's going to be breaking to the upside very, very, very soon. And you don't want to miss it. Once again, this is not financial advice. Please hit the subscription button. Please subscribe. That's what I meant to say. Please subscribe please hit the like button, and please hit the notification bell. Okay, so now that this particular asset class has been discussed and we've talked about it, we see what's going on, opportunities. Now I'm going to bring in Euro USD to find out what's going on there. Okay, so Euro USD, it's fallen from that location. It's now come back into the structure again, and it's now dancing around again. It's dancing around again. So I'm going to keep this very quick and very brief. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. Like I said, if it breaks down and it breaks below this number, okay, 1.18, I'll consider selling. I will consider selling at that level. But if it hasn't done that, then there's no need. I can just sit there and wait. And why would I consider selling? Because of this zone right here. So two options: either I can wait for it to break and sell and hope that it reaches this level, at which point I'm only going to be taking buy options, right, that I'll be comfortable leaving for a good while and let it do its thing and run to the upside. So even in that case, I don't even think I will even be putting in a take profit. I'm just, actually no, I will put in the take profit. That's a lie. I'll definitely put in the take profit, and I'll probably set the take profit about 1.21. 1.21 would be a good spot. That's only if it makes its way down here. So for now, I'll be watching. A good friend of mine that was trading the euro actually got stopped out. So he actually got stopped out at this level. He was selling. So he got stopped out, but he was not selling at this level. So I think he was selling around here somewhere, and he had this stop quite tight, and it went up, triggered him, and came back down. So he wasn't happy about that at all. But it was one of these things that I believe was going to happen, because the shape that the euro took on, I kid you not, I did not like one bit. And if you go through my past videos, you will see that I've been complaining about the shape that it was in at this level and how much I did not like it. So with that said, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide what move you would be making in this location. But me, I will say what I said originally in my last two videos, which is I am going to be waiting. I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to be waiting until it gets into a position where it's more clearer and easier to understand. Okay, and it hasn't even broken this trend. So it touched the trend line, which is this over here. It touched the trend line, and it returned down. So until it breaks this trend line onto the upside, that's only then will I possibly consider taking a trade to the upside. But I'm still stuck in my belief that it's going to make its way down to around 1.08 before it even thinks about trying to make a move back to the upside. That's just in my opinion. Okay, so the next one that we're going to look at is let's see if you can, you know what, I haven't actually talked about Aussie dollar, Australian dollar, and the USD. So let's bring that in. I've never actually discussed that in a video, so let's bring that in and let's see what we got going on here. Now this is a structure we can get behind. So already with the structure over here, without doing any formal drawings or anything on it, I already know I'll be looking for sell positions in this. So let me go to the daily and see what the day has to offer, right? And we can clearly see, without doing any type of drawing, bringing in any indicator, nothing whatsoever, in my opinion, I'll be looking for sell options right now. Why? Because in this particular structure that is in, this is a downtrend, right? So we've got the high here, we've got a lower high here, and then we had a lower high here, and then we had a fake out, which is this one over here, right? It produced a higher, a higher low that was higher than the previous low, okay? And then it went down to produce a low that is lower than the previous lows, okay? So with this, you'd have been like, okay, you're looking for a buy, right? But once it broke through this little line over here, that could have led you to say, okay, you know what, I think I'm going to be looking for sell positions. So I'm going to bring in the drawings now, my favorite. This is the one thing I absolutely love doing, right? I'm going to bring in the drawings, and then we're going to see what it tells us about this current situation. I'm not going to draw the whole thing. We're just going to mark out a brief little area over here to see what it's saying, and then I'll leave you guys to decide what you think is the best move. So look at this right now, right? So this is the current structure it's in, right? So it is a rising wedge, and rising wedges are notorious for breaking to the downside. They don't always break to the downside, so this is not what whenever you see this it means it's going to do that. No, please don't take that assumption at all. But if you was to put a trade on, okay, you could be comfortable in the belief that rising wedges is going to give you a break to the downside. So I personally, because that is the case, I would be looking for sells at this level or above. That's the only time I'll be looking for sells. So let's bring in the fib and let's see what kind of what the fib advises. Right, let's bring that in and see what the fib says. Okay. So the fib is basically saying that this zone, if I draw a little box in here, this little zone right here, it's where you want your sells. It's where you want your sells, and the bottom of the fib is a potential TP level. It's a potential TP level. So in this case, this is what I would be saying. My opinion would be you're looking for sells above this level. As long as it remains within this structure, you're looking for sells either here or sells up here or sells up here, right? For so long as it remains in this structure that we've drawn here. So let me just make this line a little bit thicker so it's quite clear what we're talking about, right? So as long as it remains inside of this zone, I personally will be looking for sells at that level. At that level. And if it breaks through, to the downside some more, then that's great. Then we can activate a trailing stop about this level in the assumption that everything in the channel we've secured, and let it hit TP, should it hit TP, okay? But either way, that's how I'll literally be playing this situation. And let's see if there's anything to confirm that it has a high chance of doing that. So already, this level here is a resistance level, right? Because that is the lowest of the low, and that is right on the fib level as well. And this here is a resistance level, but I wouldn't keep an eye on that one just because this one is the lowest one. So in my opinion, this will be the strongest one. Now, to figure out which is the best resistance and support levels, I would recommend you look at a much higher time frame. So either a daily, weekly, or monthly, right? But normally the daily is relatively good enough. It is good enough to help you figure out what's the best place to get on and jump off. And with support of the with the fib as well, that will help your decisions to be that much stronger. Okay, so that would be what I would consider a move right now. So in this whole situation here, I would wait for the price to get to the top of the structure, and I will put a pending order underneath it so it triggers on its way down. But I wouldn't attempt to do a market buy at the top just in case if it keeps running up, because like I say, although this is a notoriously known structure that if you see it in this particular formation, there is a very high chance it's going to break down. It doesn't always break down. It doesn't always break down. So that is an important note to take into consideration when you're planning your entries and exits. Okay, so that would be the best thing that I could possibly say about this particular scenario right now. There isn't really much I can offer in regards to it. This is the best play that I would recommend. So this is basically it. So I think this video is more or less wrapped up. I wasn't expecting to get a really good scenario appearing with the Aussie dollar, but it looks like we have one. So guys, so this is another little tip that you guys have just picked up. So if you wasn't looking, here it is, right? So obviously it is important that you do your own research. It is important that you do the work yourself, so that obviously you know how you're getting the results you're getting, supposing to just going off what I'm saying. I encourage everyone to double check my technical analysis to make sure it makes sense to you if you're going to go off any recommendations that I have mentioned. And I also add in the same breath that I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is purely for entertainment purposes. Please subscribe. Okay? So with that done, I want to thank you all for coming over and watching another episode. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and please hit the notification and leave a comment and hit a like button if this video was of any benefit to you in any way. So I want to thank you all, and I'll see you again in another video. Hopefully that will be tomorrow.